Sorry that I'm a day late. It's been a pretty busy week. I drove all the way to Zanesville, Ohio to go to my CNC class at Saunders Machine Works. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Check it out. I got a chance to learn how to use fusion and the tormach together. We made these parts. This particular part was really just an excuse to utilize a couple of different techniques on holding stuff in the vise and machining both sides. This is actually a vise. It's called a speed handle. You can go here quickly and then you could wrench down on something with a little bit of leverage. So this is for the 4-inch vise for the tormach. But that texture is something that I'm going to experiment more and more with. See that texture? That's a crosshatch knurling type flat knurling. I really like that texture, so you'll see me experiment more with that as I get to dig more into the tormach. So I had a pretty busy week. I did the bed build this week. It was a Casper sponsored video and it was a lot of fun. Taylor came up with most of this design. I just facilitated in solving some of the technical problems, how, where, what materials, and the scale. The scale is really important when you make something like this. You don't really know, unless you really start putting some samples together. And we didn't have that opportunity, so we just went straight ahead and bought all this metal, onlinemetals.com, and you can get stuff cut to size, which is pretty cool. It saved a lot of time. We were in a bit of a time crunch. I promised the video would be done before the middle of this month, and I had to go away, so I had to get it done in the first week of this month, and that's why I was kind of jamming on this. But ultimately, it all came together, and the video's up right now. You can take a look at it. Seems to be going well. Remember that old lathe I bought a few weeks ago? Well, I put it in my truck, and when I drove to Ohio, I met Chris in the parking lot. Chris is in Cincinnati. He drove up to Zanesville, and we made the transfer. We got to hang out for a few minutes. Looking forward to see what Chris can do with this old lathe. It needs work, but the essential parts are what's most important. The wood frame you could make any time, but the flywheel and the headstock and the tailstock are the few main elements that he could take and rebuild this lathe. So it took me about 10 hours to drive from upstate New York to Zanesville, Ohio, and I stopped at Cabela's in Wheeling, West Virginia. It's an obligatory stop. I always like to check out, see what's going on as far as hunting knives in general. I think it's important just to see what's going on because a lot of my inventions involve sort of outdoor world and that type of stuff. So they're not a sponsor, but I just like going there. Me and Taylor love buying some of the stuff. Like these type of things, cozies, jackets, shoes, boots. It's a great place. So I'm so happy I got a chance to go hang out with John Saunders, Saunders Machine Works in Zanesville, Ohio. He's got this incredibly beautiful place. Apparently, it was built to be a machine shop school, which is perfectly suited to what he's doing right now. Kevin and Jared taught the class. These guys were amazing, and John is amazing. It's just such a warm, friendly group of guys. They are so willing and patient to help you through the step-by-step process of learning fusion, learning how to incorporate fusion with the machine, the tormach, developing cutting paths, all the different types of cutting paths, how to drill holes, the selections on all the menus, and it was just an incredibly important thing for me to do because I got this machine and quite frankly I was very intimidated by it. Sitting down with somebody who really understands and knows how to use the machine, who could answer simple questions. I had problems when I'm alone. I get cornered. I have no idea. And I can't even find the correct answer to my problem on YouTube or in the chat rooms. 3 days I took the intermediate course and I think I'm going to come back for the advanced course. And I found out in May 6th of this year, Saunders Machine Works is going to have an open house and we're going to collaborate on something. I don't want to talk more about it until it's definitely underway, but it's going to be interesting and fun, and it's going to be something that you guys could follow along with me and with John's channel and see where it goes. So I'm going to set that in motion this week. The way the class works is you start with this particular part. We machine one side, and then we figure out how to fixture it, set up all the tooling and the cutting paths for the opposite side, specifically because it has lots of setups, lots of tooling setups, lots of tooling paths. So this was a great beginning exercise. And then the second part of the class, you learn how to make this wrench. And this wrench is really cool because I happen to have the same vise that I'm going to be able to use this wrench on. Why is it NYC CNC and we're in Ohio?
Fun fact, I lived in New York City for 10 years, which is kind of a funny thing that we have in sort of common. And YouTube doesn't let you change your name.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And it's okay. By the time I moved back, we had enough of a brand where it made sense to keep it, but I wanted a different name for the brick and mortar business that we run. But I was stuck in Manhattan and I wanted to learn how to machine stuff, so I put a benchtop CNC mill in my one-bedroom apartment.
And now here we are. We have this incredibly expansive, beautiful machine shop, which is basically every machinist's dream. You have the space to buy any crazy machine you want.
But that's not a reason. Yeah. Try to be disciplined about it.
Oh yeah, you want to buy machines you know you're going to use.
No.
Don't be like me.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I buy machines and I say, if I know I can make money with that, I'm going to buy it. If I could make that back by having it here,
right.
Is it worth having? And I think so. Right. I like to be able to do everything myself. I hate having to rely on somebody else to do anything. So I see you have the surface grinder, you have a lot of lathes, you have a computerized lathe?
Yeah,
by
CNC
tormach?
lathe.
CNC lathe, you have a couple different size CNC machines, and you got that incredible Haas. Talk for 1 second about the Haas.
Yeah, so the Haas is a huge step up for us. It's a large vertical milling machine. So to hardcore machinists, it's like not a big deal. To me, it's like my dream machine. It's all I ever wanted to grow into and have, and it makes phenomenal parts fast and quick and all that. Bought it because the business was expanding. So my story is largely affiliated with Tormach. We use Tormach machines our whole time, and
Right.
I wanted to actually make stuff for Tormach owners, like fixture plates and larger things, which I needed more travel for.
Right, right on. So you got this tremendous machine, which is just insane. It's got this crazy tool changer. How many tools do you have in it?
There's 40, it holds 40, I probably have like 20 in it right now. Ends up that tool holders are really expensive, so I'm kind of growing into it.
Right, that's great, great. And what is your number one product? Do you have one that you would consider?
We are pushing for 2017 the new Tormach fixture plates, yeah.
The fixture
we sell
plates.
the DeWalt fixture plate, we sell a clamp. But for me, mostly it's been a long story of just sharing it on YouTube and job shopping and learning how to run CNC machines.
I came here to take the class to learn how to use my Tormach 440, which is something I was a little intimidated to use, and now I think I have a little bit better know-how. I have a much better understanding of fusion and how fusion interfaces with the Tormach.
You're, I would say, more of a hands-on maker, not a computer guy.
Absolutely.
Do you feel better about it?
Absolutely. Just there's so many check boxes and values, and I just don't know what any of them are. And when you mess up, you just don't know which one is the one you messed up.
Right.
And now I have a much better understanding of it. So
we do a video every Friday on using fusion, because for me, I'm so grateful I get to do this because I wasn't a trained machinist. So to pay it forward and share it is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great.
You're a licensed machinist and licensed machinist.
I just want to introduce a friend of mine to you. This is Ryan. Ryan is a friend of mine who has been using my shop to make some really cool stuff. It's for a nightclub in the neighborhood here. Once the installation is complete, I'm going to do a walkthrough with him, and we're going to look at all the parts. Taylor helped him fabricate some of the parts in this particular build. I'm going to do a wrap-up with him, but take a look.
Jimmy lets me use his shop to do projects for bars, restaurants, and other clients around town.
So how wide, you said this cut is a rectangular cut.
Yeah, because the curve of the laser is 7 thousandths, but to have room to fold up with the 16th of an inch material, I needed a 32nd width. This vellum is going to go in like so.
You designed this in SketchUp?
Yeah, I modeled it in SketchUp and then unfolded it for laser cutting.
I think you could have designed this in a packaging program and then flatten it out.
I think so too. I think SolidWorks might do it, and I was researching other software when I started, and I found some stuff that looked like it might be able to do that.
When is it going to be up?
Later tonight or tomorrow.
Send me a picture.
All right.
Have fun. I just want to do a quick update on these tables. Remember these tables I talked about? This Monday I'll install them so you'll see the finish on them. But the one thing that's really nice about these tables is the texture of the oak. This is red oak from Home Depot. I dyed it black with the Lockwood dye, and then I painted over it with the glossy black. The reason I dyed it is so that when this paint does eventually get worn through, which has been the problem with the first set of tables, is that potentially we'll have some black underneath it, and it won't be so susceptible to showing the natural wood again. But I just wanted to show you how beautiful this looks with this glossy black oil-based paint right over the oak. By next week, these will all be installed, and you'll get a chance to see exactly where they're going to live. A lot of people keep asking me where David Welder has been. David's channel just passed 100,000 subscribers, so if you get a chance, go over there and congratulate him. He is on his way. His channel's doing well, and he's been getting some sponsorships. And in the past couple of months, he's been working at his dad's shop. His dad just built a new beautiful home workshop in the basement, and so he's been working out of there, and he's doing a really crazy project right now with oak, all joinery, quarter sawn oak that he got from a sawmill, and he prepared it all. Dave is cool. He's just been logistically away from this shop, working at his dad's shop for the last several weeks. Please go take a look at David's channel. Send him a congratulatory note. Thank you for following along, and now that I have a little bit better of an idea of how to utilize the machine to do these type of things, I'm going to start developing some new tool ideas. Thank you for watching.